What's going on YouTube? Welcome back to Computer Games Hardware. AMD have just released their Adrenalin 23.7.1 drivers. It's been long awaited. It's been about a month, so let's get stuck into them. For those who don't know, the 23 is 2023, 7th is the July, so the 7th month of the year, and it's the first release for the month, so it's number 1. Okay, so let's get stuck into it. There's a few highlights. So they've got some support for some Vulkan extensions, and it gives you a link to click in, and it's got all ray tracing positions, decoding, and some shader buffers and all that sort of thing. So that's one of the features. I won't go through them all, but if you look at the release notes, you can check all that sort of stuff out. Another thing worth noting in the new Adrenalin drivers is the Adrenalin driver program itself. It's it feels pretty good. It's nice and snappy. It's looking pretty good. There's also a new logo. They've sharpened the AMD Adrenalin Software Edition, and you'll see it snaps through pretty quickly, which is nice looking, going through all the options here, and looks good and feels good. So that's a positive. Didn't expect some UI improvements, but there you go. The fixed issues that they've got is that certain virtual reality games or applications may encounter suboptimal performance or occasional stuttering on the Radeon 7000 series of GPUs. So for those of you using the 7000 series GPUs for VR games, you got a couple of fixes there. Then there's an application crash or driver timeout may be observed during playback on AV1 video content using DaVinci Resolve Studio. So that's one for me. Really pleased about that. There's also some improvements to high power idle using 4K at 144 Hz in FreeSync, enabled displays or multi-monitors display configurations such as 4K 144 Hz and 4K 120 Hz, or 1440p at 60 using the 7000 series GPUs. So a couple of fixes there that they've been on the list for quite some time now, so I think they're just working through all the different display resolutions and all the issues that come along with that. So expect to see yours there in the next one. They've always got a multi-monitor display fix going on, so if yours hasn't been fixed yet, I'm sure it's coming somewhere down the line. We'll get there eventually. There's also intermittent corruption may be observed playing WWE 2K23 for some AMD graphics products such as the 7900 XTX, and then intermittent corruption may be observed after switching windows while playing Neo 2 on some AMD graphics cards such as the 6800 XT. So that's my little bad boy there. So they're all the fixed issues. One thing to note about these drivers is there's no new game support, which I felt weird because we've had a ton of new releases in the last month, like Street Fighter 6 and some other games, Diablo 4 and things like that. I can't remember if they were released in the previous drivers, if they had optimizations for those games. It's not like for Capcom games are usually pretty good with being pretty well optimized, but I would have thought that there would have been a couple of game optimizations in this one. There's still a few known issues that are on these things, and these have been on the list for quite some time now, so get used to them. I might do this for every Adrenalin update. Let me know if you'd also like to do the Intel and NVIDIA ones. I've got an AMD GPU, so my interest lies in the AMD drivers, but happy to talk about any driver support that you'd like. So let me know in the comments down below. Okay. Some of the known issues is application crash may be intermittently observed playing RuneScape on some AMD graphics cards such as the 5700 XT. Intermittent corruption may be observed around some player models while playing Hatsumi Miku Project Diva Mega Mix Plus. Who's playing that? If you're playing that, please let me know down below to see if I should check it out. That sounds intense. Project Diva Mega Mix Plus. Cool. Okay. Anyway, so there might be some intermittent. There might be some intermittent corruption on the 6900 XT. Stuttering may be observed while playing Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 using Radeon anti-lag. As a temporary solution, users encountering this are recommended to disable anti-lag in the per game settings. So if you've got some stuttering while playing Modern Warfare 2, turn off your anti-lag on Radeon GPUs to see if that fixes the stuttering. That's not good. I'm sure that there'll be a fix for that fairly soon. Performance metrics overlays may report NA for FPS on various games. So this is the story of my life. This has been happening on and off for ages now. The performance metrics overlays have been sketchy at best for quite some time. Look, they work pretty good, but it was quite a slog just to get the metrics that you wanted and the customization that you needed. When I game, I like to have my FPS, the CPU temperature, and the GPU temperature, and it was just a nightmare just trying to get those three things to work independently. So that's going to be on there for a little while, so don't expect that to be fixed anytime soon. There's always some version of this happening at some stage, and sometimes the performance metrics overlay can hurt gaming performance. So switch that off if you're finding like a weird stutter or something like that in your game and you've looked for everything else and you just can't figure it out. Try that. We've also got some display signal may be lost after switching windows on certain adaptive sync enabled displays on some AMD graphics cards, such as the Radeon 7900 XTX. That's an interesting one. I wonder if that's when adaptive sync is turned on, because they've said on certain adaptive sync enabled displays on some AMD graphics cards, but I wonder if that's happening while adaptive sync is enabled or just on the cards that have adaptive sync. If you're experiencing this problem, let me know down in the comments down below, and I can reach out to AMD for some clarity. The last known issue is there's higher than expected GPU memory utilization when using certain record and stream settings, such as instant replay. So there you go. So if you're streaming or you're using record through the Adrenalin drivers, you might have some high GPU memory utilization. So there's also some important notes, and that's factory reset has been temporarily disabled as a precautionary measure while we address the isolated installation issues that have been reported during PC upgrades. Users may use AMD cleanup utility as a temporary option. Okay, you can also go into your AMD folder and you can delete the old drivers manually. I might do a video on that. It's pretty easy. Most people will probably just have to turn on their hidden folders and then navigate their way through to the AMD folder in their hidden folders. I might do a quick video sometime next week to show you all how to do that. In terms of performance, it seems to me like these drivers are performing a little bit worse than the previous drivers. So if you get hung up on the frames, you might want to hold off from downloading this one. Maybe if you're happy with the current drivers, you might want to stick with them. DaVinci Resolve fixes really sort of helped me out, so I'm going to stick with these ones for a while. Anyway, that's going to do it for this one. Thanks very much for watching. Hopefully we can do driver updates every month or so, or whenever AMD decides to release them, and get some good game optimizations, and check in on those fixed issues and known issues. All right, again, thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Bye.